Conservation District Supervisor. We'll all get to learn something from them, I'm sure. Unless you're engaged in agriculture, you may not know what these gentlemen are running to do. So we'll start with an introduction from Mark, then we'll go to an introduction from Andrew, then we'll stay with Andrew for the first question and just alternate back and forth. So Mark, you're up first.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Thank everyone for coming. My name is Mark Myers. I was born and raised in Monongalia County. I've lived here almost all my life, left for a couple of years and worked away, but boomerang right back here. My wife Kelly sits back here. She's a teacher at University High. We have 4 adult children and 2 grandchildren that are in the school system. I've retired to do the conservation district supervisor full-time. I sit on the board of directors for the state. I've worked with the legislative committee and the education committee in drafting new legislation. We got Bill 264 passed this year. If you guys get the opportunity to look it up, it's Senate Bill 264, and it defines the responsibilities of a district supervisor.
Thank you. Andrew?
Good afternoon. Andrew Price, thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. Nice sunny day to be inside, but nice and cool in here. Myself and my family have been in this county since about 1820. Since then, we've been farmers the full time. I grew up here, stayed here, except for when I've been in the Army for 31 years. Did a couple of vacations in Iraq, Afghanistan, but then went on to be educated in WU in agricultural education. I've tried to stay connected to the farm and have managed that, even though I worked for HealthNet, flew helicopters in HealthNet for quite a bit, and Ag Airy back over in New Martinsville, and retired from that in 2018, and retired from the Army in 2010, and now I'm a full-time cow-calf operator. We have a 640-acre farm on the western end of the county. Part of that is timber, so we have our hands in pretty much both sides of that, and we also manage our hunting for that. We're always open to tourism and whatnot. So we always encourage people to enjoy our farm as much as we do, as long as they respect that farm. So welcome. You're all welcome to come on out. So appreciate it. So, thanks for having us. I'm an associate supervisor with the Conservation District right now. It really wouldn't change if I become elected, then I'll become a full supervisor, but I would still stay connected with it. I'm a current member of the County Farm Bureau, the board of directors, so I stay connected through politics and farming throughout here. We try to improve the aspects of farming and try to offer the area farmers and encourage young people to get involved through the actions of this conservation district. So if any of you want to take on the job of farming, we are here to help you do that. Thank you.
Andrew and Mark, I think in the interest of, we've been a little over time. We're 15 minutes past our 5. And I think in the interest of getting everyone back out in the sunny weather, we'll combine our first 2 questions. Is that okay with you gentlemen? And then again, we'll stick with that third question as a standalone. So we'll start with Andrew. Andrew, what does the Conservation District Supervisor do, and how are most county residents impacted by the actions of the Conservation District Supervisor?
Well, that's fairly easy. I mean, I would venture to say that if I asked everybody in here, did you have a meal today? Did you look out? Was the grass green? Was the water in the stream relatively clear? In most of the county, except if you have rain that day and a little bit muddy that way. Those are the things that we do and support. The conservation supervisors, we encourage young people to get involved with farmers. We encourage practicing farmers to stay involved with farmers, and we try to support them financially with cost share activities. We build flood control. We help build flood control dams. Deckers Creek's one of them, and Mannington has several of them. And those help the flood control, but those also are sometimes linked to the PSDs to provide water impoundments so you get clean drinking water. We work with farmers to improve the pollinators. We help encourage them to go out here and provide food for the farmers markets. And we try to get young people getting started in farming is an incredibly expensive business. It's difficult to get land, it's difficult to pay for land, it's difficult to pay for equipment, but we offer cost shares through the conservation, Monongalia Conservation Supervisor District. And we operate in this district, we operate in Preston, Monongalia, and Marion County. So we cover a lot of the very good land in the state of West Virginia as far as farming goes. So what we do is try to help bring good, safe food to you. We provide, hopefully provide to keep the soil on the hillside where it belongs, not in the streams. And we encourage tourism in that way. We don't directly encourage, take care of clean water, but we do keep the dirt out of the water as much as possible. We're not pollution control necessarily, but we do all these things kind of in the background, and we administer state and federal funds to do that, to utilize to that, and work directly with the farmers then. So we do work with young folks in the elementary schools and the high schools to try to bring them into farming and find an avenue that they can go out and do that, whether that's in town with a beehive and a garden that they can take that and sell it to farmers market, or that's out in my area where you got 20 or 30 head of cattle, or more head of cattle. But we do all these things in a relatively quiet manner. So hopefully we're using your money properly.
Mark, although the questions that we did combine can be objective, you can take the subjective, you might have a subjective answer. Andrew got to cover the facts. If you have some.
A lot of people don't understand what we do, and there's a large amount of things other than farming we do. The thing is, Andy and I both come from a farming background. I live on a family farm, since 1890. My wife and I, we farm over 700 acres, and we have an active beef and an active forage, which is grass, a grass operation. One of the things that we've worked on in my tenure as a district supervisor, when I was chairman, we got the Deckers One rehab project started on Ruby Farm up on the Kingwood Pike. And that project started out to be a $4 billion project, went to 6, then